Hello individuals, I'm Lynn and welcome to a review of Until You Fall. Until You Fall made me punch things. Not in a bad way, mind, it's just so immersive that I forgot I was surrounded by many hard, inflexible objects that are all very punchable. Coming from the developers of I Expect You to Die, Shell Games, Until You Fall is a melee fighting game focusing around blocking, dodging, and striking with vigor and energy. The game tells you where to block with visible lines on screen and you simply move your weapons into place to block the attack. Simple, right? Not exactly. Each enemy has a specific pattern of strikes that they possess. From the simple strikes of the lower layers to the hectic hailstorm blows of the knights. Stronger opponents will even force you to dodge left or right, something that can be rather difficult in small spaces. The game has variable difficulty modes that you can select from the hub space by grabbing the relevant crystal. I have to admit that you can really feel the difference in difficulty, and even then, the game on its simplest setting will see you die a lot, but I suppose that's the point of a roguelike. Roguelike? Yes indeed, this is a VR roguelike, a rare genre of VR game as far as I've seen. While there's no exploration of the areas as of yet for extra goodies, instead wandering through a linear array of battle arenas, there is a typical upgrade system in both the sense of unlocking power-ups in the run and upgrading your weapons in hub space. There is a vast array of weapons, from swords to daggers to axes to weird buckler things, with each possessing unique stats that can be manufactured or upgraded with Aether. The axe is a particular favourite of mine, managing to add its simulated weight to the weightless object in my hand. Weapons furthermore collide with one another in the environment around you, which is rather impressive from a mechanical standpoint if you've never experienced anything like this before. To explain the story a little, you are a knight, a reborn knight of Rokar specifically, and your task is to fight the hordes of Aether-infused and corrupted enemies until facing off with a thing. An Aether Horror, I think it's called? I won't spoil the fight, but it's certainly a challenge, with fast blocking, dodging, and movement around the arena was all included in the battle against it. So the gameplay is solid, but what about the atmosphere? Well, that is something equally impressive, I must admit. With a synthwave fantasy aesthetic and an excellent electronic soundtrack, I was pulled into the game from the start, until I was pulled out again by the aforementioned punching of objects in my room. I'm English. Houses are small here. One thing I should note is that the movement system is a little more complicated than usual. With the left stick you move around the environment as you would any flat screen game, however with the right you sort of have a teleport dash forwards. This dash is integral to the combat of the game, but it does mean that if you prefer using teleportation, you may end up feeling limited with its fixed distance and limited uses. I don't know what else there is to say about this game other than it's currently in early access, but despite that, I'd say it's perfectly worth its price tag. Certainly, if you like slicing and dicing with gameplay that actively disincentivizes flail tactics, along with engaging and absorbing mechanics and environments, you should certainly check out Until You Fall. Thanks for watching, see you next time.